Sorry. Ladies, a final call to all the other ladies. Please make your way to the main arena. We are about to start our program. A beautiful afternoon to you all. What an honor it is for me to welcome you to this celebration as we celebrate the graduating class of the Circle of Global Business Women 2020. As we begin our graduation ceremony, today I would like us to observe a moment of silence so we can just acknowledge your achievements that have brought you this far. Thank you. My name is Matsapo Kwape, and I am the Business Development Manager at the Gordon Institute of Business Science Entrepreneurship Development Academy, and I would like to welcome you officially on behalf of my Executive Director for Social Education, who has taken ill and couldn't be here, but undoubtedly is here with us in spirit. I would also like to extend a hearty warm welcome to our partners, the French Embassy, represented here by Mr. Mathieu Bicu, whose investment in this program is a step in the right direction towards attainment of the advancement of women empowerment and achieving gender equality. And a special warm welcome to the leadership of the Circle of Global Business Women, Mam Cindy and her executive, and all members of the Circle of Global Business Women as you are graduating here today. Today's event honors you, business leaders, mothers, sisters, daughters, and it is a celebration of partnership and collaboration. A day to honor you for successfully completing the requirements of this program. Such an achievement is magnificent on two fronts. 2020 has been a significantly challenging year on many of us in our lives and livelihoods as we've lost loved ones and endured hardships in our businesses, in our work environments. But despite that, you put the effort to persevere with your studies and in light of this relentless Goliath. That is the true power of resilience. You started the race and you finished the course. On the second front, it is a collective contribution of a graduating cohort of women entrepreneurs to the skills of our country and the economy, and most importantly, a step towards bridging the gender gap in our economy. The EDA has successfully implemented several projects focused on women entrepreneurs, and I'm proud to say that the Circle of Global Business Women Entrepreneurship Program is one such initiative. The combination of content and personal mastery helped you, the women, to learn about how your attributes influence your entrepreneurial success. In your time with us, you have overcome many challenges, such as online learning, which was new for most of us. And yet, the greatest obstacles you will encounter undoubtedly lie ahead. But I'm sure you will address them head-on with the confidence and the vigor, using all the skills and capacities you've learned and developed at Gibbs, as well as the networks that you have built. Some of the speakers earlier mentioned collaboration, network. It lies within the power of this room. And so as you embark on your entrepreneurial journey, I ask you to remember these words from our very own UN Women Executive Director, Mama Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, where she says, "There is no great force for change, for peace, for justice and democracy, for inclusive economic growth than a world of empowered women." Remember those words, carry that spirit with you, and I'm confident that you will make an extraordinary difference in our world. As alumni, keep in touch with us, post on the socials, tag us. We'd love to see your stories of impact, of change, of influence as you go on into the world, and you share with others what you have learned. And so with that, I'd like to congratulate you, and if we can give yourselves a warm round of applause. I'm also your program director, and so I recognize that we started a bit late, so I'm going to do my best just to try to catch us up on so that we can end around hopefully before 4 o'clock, so that we can also be in time to take group pictures outside on the lawn. Just a note to say that as we are enjoying in these celebrations, let us also observe COVID protocols. And as you come up on stage, you can just let your mask down so you can take a nice picture, and so that we can hand it over to you. Now, without delaying any further, I'd like to introduce our keynote address speaker. And Fikile Moeti, popularly known as Fix, is a retired radio DJ after 12 years of radio and broadcasting, and she's a TV personality and entrepreneur. Fix is no stranger to Gibbs. She is a social entrepreneur and alumni and founder of the Fix Scholarship. She is deeply passionate about women-run businesses, running one herself, equality, the arts, learning inside and outside the classroom, mental and physical wellness, and creating positive change. We have, as Gibbs, partnered consequently with Fix to offer a life-changing opportunity to Africa's next social entrepreneur through the Fix Scholarship for the past few years. And I'm sure she'll no doubt know how many years, so she will let us know how many years we've had. But she has given the scholarship to women and young people who are making impact and change. And so if you can just help me welcome Fix to give us a keynote address.
Thank you. Oh man, it is so nice. I am overwhelmed. I got to be part of your launch, and I'm overwhelmed with the amount of sisterhood that is here. Just when I was having lunch now, about 4 women came up to me and they were just like, "Hi, who are you? Oh, okay, let's chat." And they just want to collaborate and they want to talk, and that is what this is about. And it got me out of my shell, because this is like my first event, by the way, coming out of COVID. I just want to put that out there. So I was a little bit nervous. I've been in my silo at home, as we all have been, and then when they said come out into the world, I continued in my silo and just did online and virtual events. So thank you, Cindy, for bringing me out here. This is amazing. What you do is amazing. You're a powerful woman. I am so in awe of you, and I can't wait to chat more. Thank you for making this happen too. You are collaborating with powerful women, and this is where it begins. And of course to Gibbs, we'll get to Gibbs. Let me get to what I actually had prepared, but that's just coming from the heart, because I'm so proud of everyone that is here. A lot of my firsts happened at Gibbs. First time graduating, just like you. Well, maybe it's your second or third or fourth, but it was my first time. My first time doing a TED Talk happened at Gibbs. My first company, as Matsepo mentioned, I run an organization called the Fix Scholarship that I started because I'd done the social entrepreneurship program at Gibbs, and I loved it so much because you get to create impact. You get to create something bigger than yourself. And providing education and mentorship opportunities to female social entrepreneurs was a calling. That's what it was for me. And Gibbs were like, great, let's partner. So for the last 9 years exactly, and I can't believe it's been 9 years, we have over 20 Fix Scholar alumni. This is just something that came from within and something that I wanted to do, and we did it one by one. It started off with 2, then it started off with 1. This was funding that was coming from me, and I was fundraising every year because I saw women who were doing amazing things within their community, and I was like, come on, we need more investment in women like this. I do not come from a wealthy family. at all. I just saw a gap and I wanted to fix it. That's what I do. And that's what a social entrepreneur is in essence. So, yeah, this is also my first keynote talk at a graduation. So it's a beautiful thing to have so many firsts. And lots of that creativity happened at Gibbs in those classrooms where you were once upon a time. And will continue to hopefully be in. Something about that place made me feel entitled. And bear with me here, because when we mention the word entitled, we always have negative connotations to it, don't we? When we think entitled, we think privileged, we think men, sorry guys, but it's true. We think the 2% of the world, and we also think people who are not really woke, right? My short talk today is inspired by a book called Big Magic, written by Elizabeth Gilbert, where she reclaims the word entitlement. And I want to share that with you. I want us to reclaim that word in a positive light, particularly as women. The definition of entitlement, the fact of having a right to something. The fact of having a right to something. I'm going to mention things that I really do believe that I'm entitled to you, and I'm sure you're going to feel like you feel entitled to them, but here's the list, and you can continue on this list. If something that you can do tonight is, you are entitled to happiness, correct? There we go. You are entitled to let go of anything that does not serve you or values that do not serve you, work or personal, correct? There we go. You are entitled to ask for a raise from your boss, right? You're entitled to that red glass of wine at night because you worked so hard the whole damn day and you actually need that red glass of wine. Yeah. So, yeah. Love the comments. You are entitled to be passionate. You are entitled to dream. You're entitled to create. Let's put a positive spin on that word, because I see the other side of that word is imposter syndrome. That's how I feel. That other side of it is entitlement. So feel entitled in everything that you do. The list can go on, as I said, because I really do believe every single one of us is not here just to pay bills and die. We're here for something greater. Something in all of us wants to make the ordinary beautiful. Something in us wants to fix problems that we are passionate about. Why don't we? Let's do it. Claim it. This is your birthright. So why do we let the terrorist in our mind, and we all know that terrorist, right, that blocks us. So the terrorist, if you come up with an idea and the terrorist in your mind is like, oh, okay, Sisi, you've come up with an idea, ne? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are coming up with this idea? Is this really going to work? What if no one buys it? And I do all this work. Do you even know what you're talking about? No one's gonna like it. How many of you have had that terrorist in your head? Yep. We've all, anything that terrorist has said to you, trust me, it's also said it to me. The harsh words it says to you, it's also said to me. That's us. That's our terrorists in our head. And if you can't get past day 3 of that great idea, you have let the terrorist take over. If you can't get past day 3, day 1, the idea comes. Day 2, you're kind of telling people about the idea, or it's starting to take shape. Day 3, you sit down to do it and you go, oh my gosh, this is bigger than what I thought. And that's when the terrorist comes in. You need to make it past day 3. Maybe graduation is your day 3. Maybe tomorrow will be your day 1. I don't know what stage you are in, but you need to make it past day 3. 2 years ago, I wanted to create positive affirmation cards for kids. I'm deeply passionate about mental health, and I've gone through my own hardship with my son, who was born 4 years ago. I wanted to find a way for me and him to be able to communicate about the hardships and the adversities that we've been through. So, in essence, I was trying to be a conscious parent. Just before we went into lockdown, I reached out to one of our amazing Sphic Scholar alumni, Bashira Surti. I love this woman. She's an occupational therapist and runs an enterprise in early childhood development, focusing on inclusion and special needs. Last month, I'm proud to announce that we finally launched Affirmations for the African Child. Now, this is a big deal for us, because I am a true believer that positive thoughts, and that's what I'm saying, we're trying to block out the terrorists. Positive thoughts is so important, not only for our children, but for us as women. I felt entitled to create Affirmations for the African Child, but throughout that process, the terrorist was still there. I still had that terrorist going, who's going to buy it? Who do you think you are? Are you going to manage it? Come on, this is just a lockdown project. Until I actually let the terrorist speak, and this was the trick that worked for me, and hopefully it's something that can work for you. I let the terrorist speak, and I even wrote it down. And what was surprising, because these words that you write down of someone speaking to you and saying, are they going to buy it? Are they going to do this? Are you going to even manage to sell this? Is this going to be sustainable? That's been a big word. Why are you co-creating with the world right now? And as I wrote all the things I feared, because ultimately that's our fear speaking, right? I thought it was going to be a big Harry Potter book. You know, a Harry Potter book is one of those big novels. It's like thick like this. I thought I was going to create one of those of fears and just all the things that the terrorist was saying to me. But it ended up being one page of all the fears that I had. So I put that aside, put the fears next to me and said, okay, now that I know what it is, let's focus on the positive affirmations. Fear, you sit there while I continue. You are not allowed to drive because we're about to go on a road trip right about now. And that's how we were able to launch these cards. And not alone, I had an awesome partnership which worked at that time. This gives me hope for my son. This gives many people who have had any struggles, hardships as a family, it gives them hope because it's building self-esteem for kids. I really do believe that positive affirmations for everybody, because this is not only about my son, this is also about me. When I read these positive affirmations, I am worthy of love. My soul is kind. I can do anything I put my mind to. These beautiful words, if we say these things to ourselves every time and write them down, you're going to start believing them, and that's the point. That's how you quiet the terrorist in your head. You have to continue saying nice things to you because you are so hard on yourself, and that is a woman thing. We are hard on ourselves. So as you leave this room today, because I'm making this a very short and sweet talk, as you leave this room today, I hope you reclaim the word entitlement. I hope you step into your entitlement. Get creative. Ladies, get creative. There are so many, and creative doesn't mean being Picasso. You don't have to be like the world's greatest artist. I think it was Hunsi that you brought up here, and I hope I'm getting your name right, who did that amazing piece of work for the organization. She got creative in a situation that she was in at that time, and that's what I'm talking about. Don't let the terrorists block it. Continue on. Make it past day 3. I hope you really get to spend time on the things that matter to you, because it does not have to have majesty. And when I say that, it means it doesn't have to be this huge thing. You can make something ordinary very beautiful. And trust me, people will love it. You just have to be authentic. You just need to trust yourself, trust that intuition, and just do it. It does not have to be perfect. Just get it done. If anybody wants to chat to me about the affirmations for the African child, you're more than welcome to. But my last and in closing, I just want to say congratulations. You've got this. Trust yourself. You've got a team of people supporting you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Ngelinye ilanga
There we go. Thank you very much, Fix, for those inspiring words and just sharing us your journey as a woman, as a businesswoman, as a mother. And I hope we all walk away with affirming ourselves today as we go out in the world and we continue to affirm in the spaces and the places that we come into contact with. So thank you very much for that. And without wasting any more time, would move to the moment that we've all been waiting for, to recognize and to celebrate each and every one of you as you come and receive your certificate. And I would like to call Mr. Mathieu Beku to the stage to help me hand out the certificates.
Emhlabeni abantu bahlekisa ngawe kodwa qina ayungalahli ithemba unyamezela izinto zakhona nyamezela konke kolunga kodwa qina ayungalahli ithemba elinye ilanga nami ngizoyibona indlela ngelinye ilanga nami ngizophumelela ngelinye ilanga nami ngizoyibona indlela ngelinye ilanga nami ngizophumelela kudala ndihamba ndifika ndinyuka ndiqanda mathafa.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gents. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gents. My name is Banele. I'm from the EDA team. So I'll be telling you the order we'll be calling the certificates. So we'll be calling by surname from this row. So as the rows go from my left to the right, and then we'll just do, after the first row, we'll go to the second row from my left to the right as well. Okay, so without any wasting of any time, I would like to call the first row to come forward. And I also see that we have members that are not present today, but please be very cognizant of when I call your name. Yes, okay. So we had, okay, yes, please can also observe social distancing. Okay, so we had Adam Razia. Unfortunately, she is not here. So we have Berry Leanne. Kavenda Chinashri. She's also absent. Kavenda Vino. Green Jade. Hesnu Tuli. Okay, Tuli, you're the fortunate one. I see the ladies have already descended the stage. Actually, that folder you can open, and then inside there's a certificate. Yes. Okay, and then we have Jagesna Sundika. Jumana Mandita. Kanigen Reni. Okay. Kabuinki Sabrina. Is it okay? Is it Kelaman Crystal? Oh, yes, you may. Yeah, yes, you may come just take your pictures, proper ones this time. Okay, as the ladies are taking the pictures again, can the second row please come? Okay, thank you very much. And then second row starts from Lala Kimantha. I see she's not here. So we'll move on to Lisufi Refilwe. Mabitsela Tumi. Mashangu Mukhadi. Makhohliso Sipokazi. Okay, Makupula Yamgela, Makapula. Matebula Meshako. Mgeu Cynthia. Mokobeti Tire. Okay, Munyeki Mahlokhonolo. In the interim, can the ladies from the third row prepare yourself, please? Mtimkhulu Zethu. Malmohalad Milani. Neka Subashni. Naidu Naomi, Naran Pinal, Ngobo Pumzile, Ngokuza Kocha, Nyawo Kwanela, Palane Monkwane, she's not here. Peha Manja, Ramchat Jashika, Ramushale Muloko, Rampesad Rishka, Shabane Patekile, and she's not here. We have Shungam Sharon, graduating with distinction. Sikanga Selina, C. Veloshni, Sithole Zama, Sogoni Nozi, Struwig Nicole, graduating with distinction. Tabeten Tavising, Variawa Safia, graduating with distinction. Then the last delegate graduating was Zondo Louisa, but I see she is not here. That brings me to the end of the award presentation. Thank you very much.
think if we can all just give another round of applause to all of you. And congratulations once more. And to really come to this part of the program is one of the most exciting, because we get to hear the stories from participants on the program, and who best to tell it than the student themselves. So I'd like to call upon the stage our first speaker, our top student, Sharon Shunmungam, to come forward and just to give us a bit of a taste of her learning journey, your learning journey as a collective, and your experiences.
Greetings to the honored guests, our sponsors, our academic team, and my fellow class sisters. It is a wonderful experience being here today and also being awarded this significant accolade. I am humbled by the prestigious assemblage of sponsors this program was accorded. The Global Circle of Businesswomen, alongside the French Embassy to South Africa, provided the perfect platform to GIBS to enhance our lives and our livelihoods. I thank you emphatically. Of course, there is the authentic definition of the word women. But through the journey of this course and the sense of sisterhood that was built from it, I define women as the advancement to the word men to women. We, in this being the cultivation of interdependence. During this learning journey, every participant found and celebrated the strengths of her fellow participants, which allowed us to build an improved version of ourselves. I never knew the value of being part of a great big sisterhood until this experience. The advantages of staking our claim as entrepreneurs in South Africa is well documented. I'm pretty sure it's been well discussed earlier today at the launch and even with previous speakers such as Fix. However, I believe there are values to bring to female entrepreneurship that is unique. The first advantage I see is collaboration, strongly linked to interdependence. Women love to work together. We naturally gravitate towards creating relationships and partnerships. We like to do things in groups. We like to involve people in what we're doing, and this forms the basis for innovation and highly articulated outputs. My favorite advantage, though, is the company culture that we can harness. Especially now with the new normal, we will be able to create corporate cultures that are conducive to the types of lifestyles we lead. We want companies that make it easy for us to have a family, to live the lifestyle we want, and to support our values. I believe you'll see a lot more of flexible homework and work share, office rotation, etc. It is exciting now that young women don't have to grow up in a corporate culture that was one that was similar to the past. It is now incorporating a culture that will have them in mind in the first place. We can have business our way. It can reflect the lifestyles that we want. The next advantage that I am certain everyone in this room will agree on is that women are all born with a doctorate in intuition. And most of us are even blessed with high levels of emotional intelligence. As a business leader, these skills, combined with the ability to always sit at the head of the table and see and smell and eye out things in a perspective that the other half actually won't. I also believe that we are tenacious human beings. We don't stop until we get it done. Some days we use that skill to make sure we get that last pair of shoes into the shopping basket while it's on sale, but other days we use it to bloody well get the job done. We pay attention to detail, we fret and we sweat the small stuff, but we make sure that what we deliver is the absolute damn best. We are so creative that no challenge is too big for us to navigate through. Seriously, why are we so fearful? Why do we always hold back? When we are so able, more than capable, and we are built to give birth. Creating a business is really the same as giving birth to a child. Both will give you the same number of sleepless nights and have the same return on values. It's just the currencies that are different. If we are built to do one, we can excel at both. It is distressing that our traditional choices in career as women led us to being the most severely affected gender during the pandemic. It is our time, our turn, and our absolute responsibility to change that going forward. We must support women to obtain higher paying jobs. At school and university, they must be encouraged to study STEM subjects. Women do well in education, but seldom progress to postgraduate level simply because of raising children. Us in this room, 50 women, freshly graduated from Gibbs with an entrepreneurial qualification, have the opportunity to create a minimum of 50 new opportunities for our sisters who need our support. If we ladies proliferate this idea of empowering each other, the ripples of hope we create will fast become torrents of a renewed business landscape. We always hear of these inspirational ideas, but I think it is time we actually listened to them and committed ourselves to creating just one ripple of change at the very least. The time for the multiplier effect is now. I challenge every lady in this room today to support a woman-owned business, even if it is in the form of a simple online review of a product or a change in company policy to procure from women-owned businesses. These acts will serve us well. And for you thinking that a female-owned business is a far cry, or that a female-owned business, only supporting a female-owned business in the entire end-to-end supply chain is a far cry, I forewarn you, it's actually not. It just takes some time for you to research and for you to commit yourself to this act. President Ramaphosa obviously has laid this foundation for us. The newly passed policy that sets aside 40% of public procurement for women-owned businesses only is an important development for us as women in South Africa. The policy has the potential to meaningfully increase the number of women-owned businesses. So cue the confetti. We should no longer fear. We should no longer feel unsupported. Having completed an MBA at 30 years old, which I will have you know was a very, very long time ago, I felt that the content of the Gibbs course provided the perfect refresher of strategies, ideas, and thought processes that I had not considered for many years. The content was delivered with the modern world in mind, and I am so glad to have awakened that interest again, as well as bridged that time lapse in academic study towards business. The content was delivered in a manner that challenged me to think, but not overwhelmed me to the point of not even wanting to try the next week. I looked forward to my voiceover presentations each week. I'm absolutely thrilled to be a Gibbs graduate. It was always a secret dream of mine that I could never ever afford. This is amazing. Thank you to Dr. A. Thank you to Dr. A, Vanele, and of course Miriam, for their incredible management of the academic program alongside our stellar set of lecturers. I reiterate my absolute thanks to our sponsors. As I continue my journey as a leader in a STEM career, I feel fortified to stand my ground, to make my voice heard. I am pledging today that I will always uplift, assist, support, and cheer the successes of businesses owned by like-minded women. All of this is in the hope that I live in a world where there are no female leaders and entrepreneurs. There are just leaders and entrepreneurs, and we just happen to be women. Lastly, congratulations to all my beautiful and absolutely inspiring grad sisters. You made this journey absolutely more valuable. I have every hope that our texting group remains active for the longest time to come. All 568 to 827 messages a day provide us the opportunities that we need to lead us in our cause in this country. May God continue to bless us and give us the resolve to persevere, to be our best, and to shine like the stars that we are. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing that journey and inspiration. And we'll take your words that as we go forth into the world, we lift as we rise. And the next person to come and give us their experience, their view from the class is the class representative, Jade Green.
What a song for me. Greetings, Madam President, esteemed board members, guest of honor, Gibbs representatives, and class of 2020. When I was tasked to give this speech, I was honored, but I was also afraid that my weakness will be exposed. And while I'm very good at talking and I speak up for the masses, public speaking and me is like oil and water. So today, I will do my best to represent you the best I can. The journey when embarked, amidst a pandemic, was filled with so much uncertainty, but exciting at the same time. Expectations from students varied, but we were ready. We had our makeup on, our tops were dressed, but at the bottom we had our pajamas and bedroom slippers. But we were ready to prove ourselves. Others were so dedicated, they logged on in taxis or on their way home from work driving. And if they missed, I definitely got a phone call to ask what was missed and what they needed to catch up on. While we were so focused on getting started, some of us didn't know that we were already programmed into 4IR. From going into handshakes, we now robotically went into elbow fist bumps. Online was a blessing, but for some, a challenge. Others were listening to cooking shows and didn't know we could hear, and so we giggled like little teenagers in the background, trying to understand the ramblings of lesson 4, which I might add is a very important lesson in any business, financial management. But who can blame us? We were all stuck on lesson 2, trying to understand who we were in business
who we were as women trying to juggle personal lives and creating a footprint. By week 6, the tensions were high, Zoom calls were now a norm, but a sisterhood was created. We were preparing for the weeks ahead, we were speaking to each other, and we were bonding. By week 8, we were ready, because everybody knows market access is why we do what we do. Without knowing how to market your business, it is pure suicide. Week 11 and 12, we came, we were drained, and we were exhausted, but we saw the finish line. And while there was so much that we were doing, we tried our best to help each other. I too was extremely overwhelmed, but I still remained calm and did my best. And I remember the words of Kavita Ramdas. We need women who are so strong they can be gentle, so educated they can be humble, so fierce they can be compassionate, and so passionate they can be rational, so disciplined that they can be free. And how do we get there? We do it by combining wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge in being who we are, being a voice of impact, not just a voice of the masses, one who defines who we are and where we stand, and make that difference. No journey can be walked alone. Along the way, we'll have dark spots. So everybody needs to have somebody to pick them up, dust them off, and fix that crown. So in life, there are many lessons, and I've been blessed to have a couple sent to me. Lesson 1, rather be an hour early than 1 minute late. Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Dignity does not come in possessing honors, but in deserving them. Lesson 2, always be kind. Carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of reward. Safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do it the same for you. Lesson 3, if you're going to do a job, do it right. Good enough is not good enough if you know you can do better. And wisdom 4, you will come to your darkest moments in life, but only through your failures. That's when you've hit rock bottom, can you then create your true masterpiece, a blank canvas created from pure knowledge. So rise. And in closing, forgive me already. Merci, l'ambassadeur de France, pour cette opportunité nous ser reconnaissante. Et tant de classe, encore nos faces, merci beaucoup.
Miss Jade Green, you said when you stood up here that public speaking and you are oil and water. Girl, please. Thank you so much for sharing the lessons and the words of wisdom, and we will definitely cherish those. And I hope and I know, having listened to you, having interacted with our program management team, that it has been an exhilarating journey, one of self-development, but also business development. And one of the earlier speakers, Sharon, paid tribute to Dr. A, and she is amazing, she is phenomenal, and I know that she is here with us in spirit. And so I'd also like to extend thank you to the program management team and the faculty that taught on this program, because they they bring the magic as well. Long after we've engaged with the client in implementation and execution, it really is in their hands. And so thank you very much to Banele, to Miriam in absentia, to Jared who's joining us here today. And if we can give them a warm round of applause. And with that, I'd like to invite Banele to give the vote of thanks.
Okay, just before I start, I just want to share a story with you. You know, Miriam and I, when we were doing the program, we had a disagreement and a debate somewhere. And I told her, please do not put Jade before me because I know, we've had her from all the sessions, the Thursday sessions, and whoever's coming after Jade, you know the bar has been set high. So I will try my best to meet it. Okay, so without wasting any time, I just want to say it gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the word of thanks for this special event to all dignitaries, the partners, the guests online, and the guests present here. So I'll just go in order, and I hope I won't miss anyone, but don't worry, I won't be calling by names, just one person in particular. And that person will be Ma'am Cindy Mzamo. You know, yes, the energy in this woman, trust me, I think she injected some of the, energy to me because just yesterday I was in PE and I arrived this morning full of the energy, and that is because of what I took from Mom Cindy. Every time she would come for class, I know she would come so hyped up. And the conversation we would have would be that she was actually from either Cape Town or somewhere. I'm like, okay, how is she doing it? So, Mom Cindy, thank you very much. And yeah. I would also like to thank the French Embassy of SA for such great collaboration and the support you're providing to the CGPW, to these wonderful women. Thank you very much. I would also like to thank my team and the GAPS community for the support, the great collaboration, and so in providing such an excellent program to make sure that we empower the women here in South Africa and continentally at large. So thank you very much to the team. And thank you also, Matepo. Let me just mention you now, because already you cannot mention yourself. Thank you very much. So I wish you could understand where it all starts. So it will start from Matepo, and then there's a chain happening until you have to meet with this Indian guy called Banele, who would make sure that you log on before time. I would also like to thank the delegates for this program, for your strength, your hard work, persistency, love, and the energy you've put through the journey. I just want to say you're special, you're wonderful, you are a blessing to this nation, you are a blessing to this continent, you're actually a blessing to the entire world. So thank you. It warms, yes, it warms my heart. You know, my niece today was just saying to me that I don't understand why do they always make sure you work with women. I'm like, you know what? Firstly, I was raised by a single woman, so the connection that I have with amazing women is just above and all over this. I'm just there. So I will continue to work with women. And that being said, I don't know how many people I've connected. I've actually told to call Mom Cindy. You know, I've met quite a few young people. I was like, no, you know what? I know exactly the person that can actually mentor you. And even though I know she'd be busy somewhere, I'll be sending her messages. I'm like, Ma, there's a person that I want you to meet. She's wonderful. And that is because of the fine touch I have for women, but not in that thought. And lastly, and most importantly, I would like to thank the families of the delegates. Unfortunately, I know due to COVID, we could not invite them, but I think in this instance, they're the most powerful and people that we can actually have to thank actually. Because as Jade said that you would be in your PJs underneath and you would hear kids crying and you would hear a lot of sounds, but they were there for you. And I would just, please, when you get home, give them a kiss, give them all you can, and just say it's from Banele. Thank you. And this one last sentence I just want to say is very powerful. I've always wanted to say it, just the platform was never provided. But now I'm just going to take this opportunity. To say is, Wathinta Bafazi, Wathinta Mbogodo. Can you all say it with me? Wathinta Bafazi, Wathinta Mbogodo. Thank you very much.
And with that, it brings us to the end of our program. Thank you so much to everyone, and we wish you all the best as you continue to your journey in entrepreneurship, and do keep in touch. You are our GIBS alumni, and we want to hear your stories. We want to have the opportunity to profile you on our social media and tag us. Do whatever, but just keep us in touch so that we may know your impact as you go out into the world. So thank you so much. And before that, I'd like to notify you that we do have one last item, is just a group picture. So instead of a lawn, we're going to go out on the stairs that you entered the main building and just stand there and take our group picture, and then we can then move on to cocktails and drinks. Thank you very much.
On your computer or your phone. Imagine what you could do with the secrets of the world's best writers at your fingertips, anytime you need them. Are you ready to give it a try? Installation is simple and free. Visit Grammarly.com today.
Ladies, once you've finished taking your photo and after cocktail, please pick up a plant as you go out. Thank you. It's our present from the Circle of Global Businesswomen and the French Embassy and GIBS. Thank you.
Yes.